I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us.
Okay, so what do you call yourself?
Big homie show.
What's up, good people, good people, good people, good people? Hey, man, first and foremost, man, I want to say, bro, it's good to be talking to you again.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Been a minute, bro.
Um, for everybody who ever checked in with us, ever watched us, y'all know we brought y'all the Big Homie Show. Then we took a break. Then we brought y'all the Big Homie Show. Then COVID hit. And I want to bring y'all the Big Homie Show again because I always feel like both of us are intelligent individuals. We both have a lot to offer when it comes to podcasting, creating content, and just chopping it up. I see a lot of dumb people on the internet talking about stuff that don't matter. So I'll be like, man, I want to talk about some stuff that do matter or talk about it from a different perspective. And I don't always want to talk about, or people see me, or maybe even when they see you, they think the only thing we can talk about is music. And I feel like people who do music have more to offer than just talking about music.
Yeah, man, absolutely, dog. Like your boy been winning big in the stock market here recently. So I've been, been integrated with that, making that stuff move. Doing some moves on the real estate end of things, man, doing some moves on business side of things, doing some moves in the tech side of things, man. So yeah, dog, we definitely got a lot that we can share. We can start talking to about, to the public, man. I think a lot of that needs to be shared. Like you've been in real estate for years now. So I think, now that real estate is kind of one of those major things, I think we can also kind of educate, learn from each other off some of those experiences as well, man. So yeah, definitely looking forward to doing more education and enlightening, this go around, bro.
Speaking of real estate, I gotta say shout out to Shanice. I will be over there to fix your toilet handle. She just hit me up and said something's going on with her toilet handle. That's the one thing. A lot of people get into real estate. A lot of people get into real estate flipping. A lot of people get into real estate on the rental side. And I've been on the rental side, and it's challenging at times.
Mm-hmm.
I had to shut down one of my properties for 6 months because the people that was in them and the caretaker that I had, I'm my own caretaker now.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. I done learned how to fix enough shit that I'm my own caretaker. But a lot of times about business, bro, people will not run your business like you will run your business.
Absolutely.
And they treat everything like a money grab, and they don't respect the person who's actually putting up the initial investment. But right now, I'm very, very blessed that I have 2 properties with 2 awesome tenants.
Right.
That, I always encourage them to buy property, but if they choose not to, I often encourage them to stay, and I try to keep them as happy as possible.
Yeah, I get it, bro. My mom, she doing the same thing right now with one of her properties. So yeah, I definitely understand.
So all my people out there, renters, treat all my landlords out there, treat your people right, man. Don't be no goddamn slumlord. Don't be no slumlord. And if you're a renter, don't turn nobody's house into some shit. Don't knock no holes in the wall. Don't let it get infested with roaches. Like, don't. Be good people. But look, man, I want to start this thing back off. We had a chance to talk last week when this happened, but the audio, actually the visual was messed up. I want to talk about, and I said we do more than music, but this is music related. I want to talk about the death of young Dolph.
Okay.
I don't want to say rising star young Dolph because a lot of people don't know, but young Dolph was 36 years old, so he wasn't. He was a young man when it comes to dying, but he wasn't a young man when you think of hip hop.
Right. Yeah, he was a grown man.
He was grown as hell.
Yeah.
Very, very grown as hell. And for anyone who doesn't know, but unless you live under a rock, you know by now, young Dolph was murdered 1 p.m. in the afternoon at an independent business called Makita's Butter Cookies, a place that he frequented very, very often when he did return home to Memphis. So basically, he was murdered in his own hometown. And the first thing that I thought about when this happened was I remember Boosie
Right.
interviewing on Vlad TV some years back, and Boosie basically saying that artists gotta leave their hometown when they get to a certain level.
Mhm.
My first question is, you being an artist, how do you feel about that statement? Do you think artists have to leave?
Um, I don't think you have to leave. Let me see. I'm kind of torn between that because I left, but
I
my
was gonna say now you left.
yeah, I left, but my reasons for leaving wasn't because it because of no street violence or nobody in the streets or nothing like that. I mean, because honestly, man, like I think when I started, I had a select group of people that I really, really, really chilled with. Like I went deep in the streets in the beginning, so you didn't really see me before the music. The only time people really saw me is when they came and supported us and did shows. But like I wasn't a person that just went to the club all the time and just hung around. So I was never around where people saw me anyway. So I could still live under the radar and not have some of the same issues that someone like like a Jody Breeze or somebody like an Eagle or a 4.5 or some of those kind of cats would have, only because I wasn't accessible. I never made myself accessible. I was a studio rat. So if you was at the studio, you saw me, but if you went in the studio, you didn't see me. Like I just kind of stayed on the grind. Like I was really focused on the music like that. Like I didn't care about street cred. I just, I'm a musician, man, at the end of the day, for me. So, it's kind of how I looked at it. But I think for some, yeah, it's probably good for you to leave. Some can stay, but even staying still comes with a certain amount of things. Like I think one of the biggest things, and it sounds arrogant, but like when you make it to a certain point, people bombard you with, "Hey man, I got a cousin that can rap, or I got a best friend that can rap, or I know this dude that worked with me that can rap." And I'm like, shit, man. Hell, I got a cousin that can rap. I got a dude that I work with that can rap. I got a sister that could do this, or I got a cousin that can do. So the same opportunities that you guys are bringing to me, I still got them same opportunities too. So if I help your people, but then I don't help my people, then I got people looking at me crazy on both sides. So the only way to kind of get away from some of that sometimes is to just not be around. Just leave. So when you run in the grocery store, you're not necessarily bumping into somebody you went to high school with per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I mean it just depends, man. But then when your success starts to decline, you start to get less of those conversations too. So if you're at the top and you still moving, you still relevant, yeah, man, it probably just do you well to just not be home. Just show up every now and then, pop up on hey, we doing this show tonight. Boom, we gonna be here. But like the continuous back and forth all the time going back home, nah, bro. It's not productive.
All right, now in his situation, it appeared that Dolph was in Memphis so much, a lot of people didn't even know Dolph had a home in Atlanta.
Right.
Dolph had basically got himself up to be a commodity where he was worth over $15 million. He had released over 12 projects. He actually even owned his masters, to his music.
Right.
All right. So when you think of all those things, those are amazing accolades to still be a per se independent artist.
Mm-hmm.
He had basically built his company up to the point where he actually got people who actually run. He's not what I call a business card label. He actually got people who run the day-to-day operations for his business.
Right.
Now, but if you look at the flip side of things, Dolph has always rapped about street beefs or his street beefs or different things that go on in the street with him personally. A couple years back, there was an attack on young Dolph where 100 shots were fired at him.
Yeah.
Within a week, he made a song called 100 Shots. Sometimes I feel like that was kind of like poking at the bear.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of young Dolph's situation, the first thing I think of how tragic it is for his son and daughter, who are both under the ages of 15, so who are going to have to live a longer life without a father than they did with a father. And then I think about his Other half, better half, whatever you choose. They weren't married, I don't think, but they've been together over 10 years. She's gonna have to carry that burden of basically being able to deal with any type of mental health issues those kids have, as well as her, because Dolph obviously definitely was the breadwinner.
Right.
And unless she hits the lottery, that 15 million, yes, right now I'm sure there's been a major spike in his streams. But that 15 million, even with investments, they're going to probably decline slowly.
But hold on. So here's the other thing. Like, and here's, this is some education part of it. But like, just because his streams and stuff went up, don't necessarily mean the money went back to the family. So if you don't have a living will, excuse me, like a living trust to set your stuff up in a trust so that whenever you do leave, you can have an executor of your estate to still, handle your business and still get that stuff, then shit, bro, like that's just money sitting in a pot that his kids can't eat off of. So I hope Dolph had that business in line. You know what I mean? Like he seemed to be an intelligent guy. I know he had a lot of stuff going on, business wise and stuff, but like this music thing, man, it's a whole nother animal. So, depending on how much you could, a lot of stuff could fall through the crack where you don't even get paid off a lot of stuff once you're gone, man. And I'm not looking for a label to come back and try to say, oh, you know what, y'all got money on the table. You know what, we'll just take the money that's sitting on the table. Like they're not, man, they're not gonna come back and try to do what's right. You know what I mean?
And not to mention, I'm sure his lady is not as business savvy when it comes to his dealings with the label as he was. So now she got to get in and try to do the day-to-day, or she's got to hire someone. Then comes trust. It's so many avenues now that she is going to be at a disadvantage.
Yep.
Because she was not his manager.
Right.
So now, with all that being said, other stuff that has occurred since there was a comedian I got the information right here, whose name was Darian Childs, aka D Money. He made jokes about young Dolph's death. He's been gunned down like a week after making jokes. There's been numerous shootings in the Memphis area. There is nothing I can think about this situation that doesn't say tragedy.
Right.
But I still, no matter what I think, I still revert back to the music. To the point where I feel like even when me and you were younger, and you didn't make pop music or bubblegum music. Your music was street orientated. You might not have been talking about shooting nobody, but your music was still relatable to the street.
Right.
I feel like that we've come to a point in life that artists feel like they have to live what they rap.
And to a degree they do though, bro.
They have to, or you feel like they feel that way?
No, so I mean to a point. So let's look at the times we're living in now. And it's messed up, bro. It's messed up, especially for an artist like me. Like I feel like I'm one of the creative artists. Like I don't feel like per se like I made real strong street music, because I just, my personality has always been funny. It's always been like, like happy. So, I made, heartfelt songs, but I ain't really make that real street shit. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga like Jody make street shit. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be where them niggas at. You can't be singing street shit and then be trying to hang around street niggas and then not live up to half of the shit that you saying in your song. So at some point, if you gonna choose to hang with those type of niggas, you gotta have something to back up this shit, or otherwise nigga gonna be like, oh no, all this shit, this nigga just cap on all this shit. You feel what I'm saying? And at that point, you ain't making no money no more because your reputation fucked up. So it's a double-edged sword. If you like this shit, eventually, if you're not doing this, then hell, you ain't gonna make no money because niggas ain't gonna ride with you. It's what I don't like about us as a people is we can't look at something from an entertainment perspective. when you think about white people, you think about white music, you think about the music that predominantly are white people, man, they can talk about anything in music and not have that same level of you know what I mean, like demand that, oh, Marilyn Manson saying he's doing this, he really has to be doing this, or we won't support him no more. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see it there. You know what I mean? Like, as a country artist, they could be talking about getting drunk every day and not be that person in real life, but ain't nobody really tripping off of it because it's just music. You know, it's something that we listen to for entertainment. Even when we take some of our old school music, like they had the pressure of having to be conscious with what they said in their music to a degree, because it's always like with us, we got that extra level of something that we have to do for our people to support us. Oh, you ain't talking about that. So now I got to start talking about something. I can't just make music that people shake their ass to. You know, prime example, let's talk about the respect levels. Yin Yang Twins are some of the most successful artists from Atlanta.
Mhm.
They primarily have made it off club, if you want to call it booty shaped music. No one, you know, and you know, this ain't even no shot to Mr. Khaled Park or the label, because I'm a product of that label. You know, shout out to Mr. Khaled Park for having, you know, the vision to even sign me to the label, to give me an opportunity. But he didn't get the same respect as Tip, you know, and he's a vet. Like he was way before Tip even came into the picture. But because he didn't have any artists that were quote unquote like the street artists or the artists that the streets respected, Mr. Khaled Park didn't get the same respect that Big Oomp got, that Dungeon Family got, that T.I.
DJ
got. Yeah, or Toomp for that matter, who, in my opinion, Toomp hasn't had an artist that he signed to do any of the stuff that Mr. Khaled Park's artists have done. And then, you know, now as a producer, that's a whole nother thing. But I'm just saying, as a label owner, Toomp hasn't had that type of success. So when you think about our music, and you go to Atlanta and you say Yin Yang Twin, first thing that, man, them nigga, man, goddamn silly ass nigga, them nigga lame as hell, man. Them nigga don't do that but that booty shake shit. They don't respect it. But if them nigga was boys in the hood and they were talking about they got work and they got K's and they got blocks and they got all this shit, then niggas would be like, man, them my niggas. So again, in order for you to get a certain level of respect in our community, you got to be doing a certain level of shit, bro. And that's fucked up, because that's how we're wired.
That's what brings me to this shit. Like, even with young Dolph, it's like sometimes when I look at people, right, and I look at success stories or potential success stories, it's something about where they came from.
Yep.
That they got to go back. And sometimes I wonder, like, are we sometimes more comfortable in a chaotic environment?
I think we don't have true OGs, man. Like, we got too many OGs that'll see the young ones come up and then start being a part of the bandwagon instead of being more part of the level headedness of it. You know, like we got OGs in Griffin, man. Like, for, you know, when I was doing it, you had Therese them that were doing it. You had, you know, Mike, rest his soul, who was doing it. You had 8-Ball Posse, you know, was doing it before, you know, I was a young one, you know what I'm saying, listening to these cats. But throughout my success, I never saw, you know, especially with like, you know, the Joseph Drivers and the Therese of them, like they looked at me like I was, you know, they're your age. So they still looked at me more or less like, oh shit, the little homie just did it, but there was no big homie. Like, you were my big homie. You know what I'm saying? So like I didn't have from the community like those big homies that paved the way for me to actually, hey, bro, watch out for this, man. Stay your ass out the street. You know, don't do this. Hey, man, y'all Red Clay doing it, but hey, bro, tell your homeboy that, hey, man, look, y'all don't fuck this up. Breaking B, don't fuck this up. Stop going to jail. Hey, bro, handle your business. Like, we didn't have true OG shit, and I feel like that's what's missing in the hood. Like, you got a lot of niggas who've been in the hood for a long time that got that love, that respect. But when the young niggas come through because of that fame, I think that fame also clouds the OGs to where they start acting like the young niggas. And I'm like, God damn, dog. So who gonna tell somebody to goddamn straighten up? Because somebody in the hood got a nigga ear. I don't give a damn who you are. Is somebody in the hood, right now, as successful as T.I. is somebody in his hood that he would listen to right now today, that he still got that respect for right now today. You understand what I'm saying? So if that one person is that person that's staying in your ear trying to make sure that you're doing the right thing, then I feel like even if you don't do it right then, eventually before it's too late, that shit will stop, because that he won't let shit happen. You see what I'm saying? So I don't feel like Dolph had nobody in his ear saying, "Hey, bro, stay your ass away from him, man. You got a girl and you got some kids. These niggas looking for your head, bro. Don't get caught up in the moment. Keep coming back here, because if something happen, who the fuck gonna take care of your kids?" You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
I
feel like
definitely
enough
do.
of those conversations happen. I can't say that they didn't happen for Dolph, but I'm just still saying, like, I can almost guarantee, I'm almost willing to go 90% that I can guarantee it when enough niggas in his ear saying, "Hey, bro, we got this shit here, man. Goddamn, bro. Go with your family, keep making money, keep making Memphis, keep making Memphis proud, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You ain't got to keep coming back here. Do your thing." You feel what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't feel like that's enough of that happens in the hood, man.
Yeah, I mean, because it's at a point now where I'm hearing so much death and despair that's associated with the rap music, and it's murder. These ain't people dying in car crashes and airplane crashes. These are people being murdered,
Right.
from Mo3 to King Von to XX Tentacion to Young Dolph. Like, these people were murdered in the streets. They weren't even murdered in their own home. These people were murdered in the streets. The four I named, 3 of the 4 was murdered in their own hometowns. Like, and bro, sometimes I feel like, you know how in other countries certain music is banned. It's
Mm-hmm.
banned. Now, hip hop music has definitely been a positive when it comes to the financial gain
Mm-hmm.
for the African American community. Now, it hasn't really taught a lot of financial literacy, but it has definitely been a major asset when it comes to changing lives.
Right.
But sometimes, bro, I feel like, man, we need to ban this shit, because I know I don't feel that in my heart. But you can't, because then you'd be like, well, I don't rap about that, but you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, definitely freedom of speech. So I don't feel like we should ban it, but sometimes I feel like, man, look what this shit is doing to our youth.
I think we need to celebrate diversity, man. More.
Yes. Yeah, diverse. Like, where are the Will Smiths of this generation?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the funny thing about Will Smith, who most people won't know, Will Smith is definitely, he don't make nobody top anything list. But
Right.
if you listen to Will Smith music from back in the day, bar for bar, the guy was lyrical. He was a
Right.
very creative guy with this subject matter. And I don't think we like, most rappers don't even want to be creative. Most rappers feel like, if I ain't talking about murder, kill, gang bang, then I'm not going to be accepted in my community. And I'm like,
I don't think that's it, bro. Like, so I'll use myself for an example. If I wanted to catch steam, or as an artist, you feel pressure. If you do songs that are not necessarily, let's and this is no diss to B.O.B., because I actually respect him as an artist. Like, I feel like he's a very creative artist. But if all while Bob was doing his thing, before he switched his style up and started to get a little bit more edgy, most kids coming out the hood today trying to rap like that won't get the attention that somebody would that was rapping like Future. And because of that, it's like, okay, if I want to rap, I gotta rap and I gotta come out like this, because this is what people like. This is what people gonna listen to. If I come out on that B.O.B. shit, then folk gonna be calling me weird, or folk might say I'm lame, or people might be like, yeah, he all right, but he don't be speaking that real shit. You know what I'm saying? So as an artist, you feel like you're almost forced to do the status quo, because if you don't do the status quo, you won't get no attention. Now, I guess this is the OG in me speaking now. there are so many opportunities now for you to do things outside of that because, you know, back in the day, we didn't have social media like how we have social media now. And there was no way for you to kind of build a platform for yourself if you weren't, you know, like doing what the regular artists were doing. But now it's really no excuse. You can do any type of music you want to do now. It's just a matter of you finding the people that really want to listen to it. And it's millions of people, billions of people on the internet right now. So it's just a matter of consistency, finding something that really works, and continue to keep pushing. It's not going to look the same for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, now, like me and who was it? Me and Playboy Trey, we had a conversation about a couple of weeks ago, and I was asking him if he's still right, you know, if he's still, you know, recording and stuff. He was like, nah, bro, I don't really have the passion to do it anymore. And I was like, damn, bro, but you still got it. And he was like, man, but don't nobody want to hear no 50-year-old nigga, you know, rhyming. I'm like, bro, other 50-year-old niggas that still love rap music would love to hear a 50-year-old nigga talking about the shit that they can relate to. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so there's still a market for the 50-year-old nigga that still has some fans. There's still a market for a homeboy right now. But it's like, just understand that that market is not mainstream. You know, mainstream for our daughters, you know what I'm saying? The teenagers, the 20-something-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, like, that's not our age group. So don't get into it thinking that you finna get a major record deal. In fact, you know, it's even crazy to even say record deal. You know, just think about that. How cliche that sound, record deal. Ain't nobody doing records no more, man.
Yeah.
Cats ain't even, like, most of these young cats, man, when they trying to rap, they trying to get signed. They're not trying to get a record deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
they're trying to get some stream
yeah,
deal.
they're trying to get it up. So it's like the whole mentality is different. So for someone in my age group that still want to do it, the first thing, you know, like the best thing, man, and this is one thing I'm working on. Like, I'm a musician. I play sax. You know, I played sax in middle school all the way through high school. Still know how to play sax. So I just really purchased me another sax, man, and I'm gonna start incorporating some sax into some of my music and possibly doing some live shows where I can play my sax and still do rap music at the same time on some big boy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different another vibe. It ain't gonna be no shit you're gonna leave there and gonna be sweaty, but you will have a good time. You will get entertained. And I'm looking to do live events, not club events. You know what I'm saying? Where I got to have a DJ. I want a band, you know, some grown folk shit. I feel like other grown folk would enjoy that. So when you talk about music as a whole, there's so many different outlets that you can go now, from young to old, to where you shouldn't have to do that. But again, if you're thinking, I want to be famous, I want to be on the radio, then it's that street shit where we live. If you live in California, it could be something a little different. You know what I mean? If you live in the Midwest, it might be a little different. If you live in Florida, it might be a little different. But I do know that even if you live in New York, you might still be able to come off a little bit different. But the South right now got the ears, and everything sounds like the South movement right now. And Atlanta, if you can't make it move in Atlanta, it ain't gonna get moved nowhere. And then, you know, it used to be like that for New York back when we were doing our stuff. But now, if you can't get no play in Atlanta, ain't nobody hearing you. And right now, Atlanta like grimy. They like club. They like street shit. They like geek music. You know, that's what they like. You feel me? So,
but what they like is what's killing our kids.
But I mean, they're our kids killing our kids. Think about that. So I mean, like, now you got Future still talking about Percocets and shit, which I'm like, damn, dude, you getting old, man. You still keep talking about goddamn popping pill. You know what I mean? But when Future came out and first of all, I'm gonna credit Fabo. Fabo was the first one came out on some geek shit, and niggas loved it. They loved it. After that, then I started hearing Future really, really, embrace the pills and the lean, like, really, really, excuse me, embracing the pills and stuff. So after he came out, it's another movement. It's always a movement of followers. So now since Future broke the mold, and it's cool to get geeked up, now everybody got them talking about popping pills and doing lean, and you know what I'm saying, just staying high. all the time. And that's the shit that's going on. But you talking about these young kids, they kids. Compared to me and you, they kids, man. So they are kids doing dope, and that's the shit that children are into. So if you listen to music now, I hear what my kids' generation are into. They into really getting high off goddamn prescription medicine. When we came up, it was drinking and smoking weed. They on some other shit now. It's a different type of drug.
Where does the violence come from?
Man, I think the violence is a bit of, it never went away. We had violence when we were doing shit. But I just think it's an abundance of rappers now. You know, we had a handful that we could listen to at a particular time. Now every day you turn on the radio, it's somebody new. Now when you get on Instagram, it's somebody new. Now when you get on TikTok, it's somebody new. It's somebody new all the time. So it's so many people to where I feel like that's what you see. You just see the abundance of so many different people now.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I feel like, again, man, I feel like jealousy kills, man. Jealousy kills. People can ride with you, been knowing you for years, and you fuck around and make it before they do, and see how that jealousy make people act behind your back. And when it seems like you getting too much love, shit, bro, motherfuckers will take you out of here because you getting love that they feel like they want. They want that same love, but because you getting it all, they perceive that you're getting it all. We got to get rid of this nigga. Now, don't nobody like you. Now, niggas at your bitch. Now, you know, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, nigga want to see you at the club, want to step on your shoe. Nigga don't scratched up your goddamn car. You know, just on some bullshit because nigga don't want you to get that love. I'd rather kill you, nigga, than to see the love that you get. That's fucked up, but that's what it is, bro.
How, if we can this shit be changed? Bro, because I ain't gonna lie, I've been damn near, I ain't gonna say depressed, but every time I hear about the death of one of these rappers this way, it makes me not even want to be involved or affiliated with what I always consider as a culture. Because I always felt like this shit was bigger than the music. And I definitely feel like it's a culture now because back in the day, you had rap, rap produced. That shit spawned the clothing lines. That shit now has turned people into computer journalists, which are now on TV. Bro, like, the culture has created so many subcultures that have birthed millionaires. You got people, I just learned about a lady who has a lock company that's worth over $5 million that she started in her bedroom. But where did the emergence of the locks come from? That when people start seeing locks, like, this music has spawned a culture that there are millionaires upon millionaires upon millionaires. Back when I was coming up, if your ass couldn't rap, slam dunk, hit a home run, score a touchdown, or knock a nigga out, you were fucked. You were gonna be working at the mill or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So now, bro, you can be a YouTuber, a fucking TikToker. Like, when I think about the economy, I'm like, shit, people like, why ain't nobody working? Because a lot of people start making money on the internet. You know, I done met men selling weave. Never in my day would I ever meet a man selling weave. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but all that is the hip hop culture. Hell, to me, I look at the streaming company Tubi.
Yeah. Every
damn black movie or urban film is on Tubi, even when that was filmed with iPhones and shit. Like, but those people are generating money. And I'm like, bro, this culture has generated so much money and made fathers, grandfathers, grandchildren rich, but we are so quick to take each other's life about nothing.
I think,
bro, because when I think about Young Dolph, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people that kill Young Dolph. You know, back in the day, when your parents said, "Man, you need to be home by a certain time," cause ain't nothing out in them streets but death and disparity. Ain't nothing no but Waffle House and legs. There ain't nothing but bullshit going on after a certain time.
Yeah.
You didn't really worry about getting shot or fucked up in the daytime.
No, not in the
daytime. Some shit was gonna happen. You was gonna be at night.
Yeah.
And then you know, we got cameras. People don't, bro. When I watched it, when I seen the photos of the gentleman that shot young Dolph, right? Bro, they didn't have on no mask.
Yeah.
Them fuckers had on COVID-19 masks. I'm like, these fuckers basically protecting themselves from COVID, stayed 6 feet away and still killed this man. Like they didn't back in the day, you put on a mask, a bandana. Man, these men had on PPP masks.
Yeah.
Like it's like no one cares that they do commit crime on camera no more. It's like I just keep wondering, is the music contributing to destroying morality of our youth? But I think about what you just said.
It's a contributor. I will say it's a contributor.
Like what you said, there ain't no OGs. Because the OGs still trying to, the people who should be OGs still trying to act young. A lot of the people who should be OG got a goddamn single coming out next week. You know what I'm saying? Just like, okay, as we're talking, I'm looking and Makeda's, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and now I'm sure there are people visiting Makeda's, and I'm sure their business have quadrupled off of this tragedy. But the owner just announced that he will be renaming Young Dolph's favorite cookie after Young Dolph. And part of me, like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, is it too soon? Or is that, it's like, does Young Dolph children want to go to Makeda's in 10 years and buy the Young Dolph vanilla wafer? I mean, bro, I don't know. It's like we sensationalize death and despair. It's like we sensationalize. Like, God damn, man ain't been dead a week. And they have the damn Young Dolph double stuff. Or whatever the hell kind of cookie it is. Like, I just feel like this music make a person's life not be worth anything. Like I think about FDB Duck. That's another gentleman who died this year in his hometown in Chicago. But this man had a song called Dead Bitches that was about basic killing people. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Does it stop? Does it change? Or is this something we just got to buckle up and ride out?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I used to be like, where they dad at? You know what I'm saying? I stopped saying that because I mean, sometimes the dad is, you know, they ain't nowhere to be around. But you got some dad and man sit their ass at home, bro. They don't. Them niggas just sitting at home, bro. You know, it's a difference in being in your kid's life than just kind of just being there. You know, what type of value? You know, so I mean, like, dog, because I'm a man, I put a lot of pressure on men. I'm like, first of all, I'm not looking for no goddamn woman to take care of me. I'm a motherfucking man. You know what I'm saying? Our culture is different than theirs. They you know, we're in the culture now of the not my son, leave my son alone culture. You know, what you see now are the old little boys. Done grew up. That's the culture of, well, there is no such thing as losers. We're all going to get a trophy. For fuck what? Like, just for showing up? Like, the world don't work like that. But, you know, I ain't trying to be funny, man, but as things become more feminized and you get so much more feminine power, you start to see this with the little boys. Like, little boys see what mama doing. Mama the breadwinner. Mama the one who got the corporate job. She might not be making shit compared to her white counterparts, but they gonna get a job to her before they get a job to that nigga. You feel me? Because they already know we have to keep the head of your household fucked up. And as long as we can do that, we can destroy your whole community. And that's all we looking at, bro. We looking at a plan that's been put in action a long time ago, and we keep feeding into that bullshit. Because, like, you know, I mean, I know you ain't married to a black woman, but dog, you still married to a minority. You can still comprehend with this. Your mama black. You can still comprehend with this, bro. Black men and black women fight amongst each other. We can't even love each other, bro, because we want to point the finger at each other for each other's downfall. Where does the healing come in at? You feel where I'm coming from? So it's like, as a whole, when we talk about black people as a whole, man, we got a lot of damage control that we need to repair. A lot. We got mental illness in our communities that we don't deal with. We got children that are hungry in our communities. We got children that be at home by their damn self. You understand what I'm saying, dog? We have a lot. Like back when we grew up, we had a community. Your mama could have been me and you could have been neighbors, and if I were fucking up, your mama could have whooped my ass and said Jane was down there cussing, and I whooped his ass, and my mama Mary was gonna whoop my ass too. You feel what I'm saying? And we're gonna be mad at your mama because she whooped my ass because I was cussing. But you try that shit today, you're gonna have two grown women goddamn fight. Who the fuck you? Who told you to touch my goddamn son? We had a community, bro. That community is gone. That community is gone.
We come from. It takes a village to, you know. I've witnessed co-workers leaving the job to go over to the school with already a predetermined judgment on what they were going to do and say to the teacher based off the phone call they got from their child, who obviously as a parent, they forgot that they ain't never tell their parent the whole goddamn truth. Yep. And then I feel like a lot of times as parents, we completely forgot what we done as a parent because we got angels. And so, you know, I don't know, man. And I don't even want to, you know, dwell on it too long. It's just,
but as far as music, though, bro, I think we can change the narrative of music, but we have to demand that change. If you think about every other community of people, whether you're talking about the LGBTQ plus community, you're talking about, you know, the Hispanic community and what they want, like people demand what they want and they see change based off what their demands are. We're still the only group of people that won't necessarily, you know, just kind of demand something and stick with it, because we try to fight everything at the same time, and you can't do that. You got to find this one thing. If it's social injustice, let's fight for that shit and get that shit changed. But we can't fight for social injustice. We can't be fighting for female not getting paid what they need to get paid to, and then we can't fight for, you know, the black household not having access to this. Like, that's too much shit to fight for at one time. You got to pick whichever one of these things that we feel like is hurting us the most, and we got to act on that. Music is the same way. These labels push this shit down our kids' throat, but ain't nobody boycott Sony. Ain't nobody boycott goddamn 300 or none of these motherfuckers about none of the shit that they pushing out for our kids to listen to. Ain't nobody getting at no damn A&R saying, well, goddamn, why y'all ain't getting more kids that goddamn can rap like this? Why every time y'all get somebody got to be a motherfucker who, you know, talking about killing everybody, or either he halfway on dope? Ain't nobody boycotting that shit. So as long
but on the back end, why aren't the fathers or the mothers, when they, like, everybody make a song, take it home to their parent, why aren't the parents saying, why are you rapping about this shit? Because I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, bro, but you got so that would be equivalent to the dude who was selling dope and his mama.
Yes, we should have been doing that too.
But see, that's the point. My son finna make some money. I don't give a damn what he talking about. We finna get out of here. We finna get rich. My son, it can be for either it's your mama or your daddy. Both of them see dollar sign. Shit, I don't give a damn what he talking about in that song. We finna get up out of here. So if you selling dope in your mama house, she know you selling dope. Police banging on her damn door, looking for you, done broke in and fucked up her whole house looking for you. Same shit. You still knew he was selling dope. Why you tell your son to get a regular job? Because that fast money was coming in and he was bringing you out with that fast money too.
Yeah. Man,
so again, bro, community, man.
I don't know, man. I definitely want to close out, man, by saying rest in peace to young Dolph. His family is gonna have, I'm sure, tons upon tons upon tons of mental health issues, from his mother to his kids to his better half. Right. It's going to be all kinds of mental health issues, and I'm not sure if even the community is adapt to help bridge them up, because, you know, hell, when they go to Memphis,
one kid at a time.
I mean, but when they go to Memphis, they gotta always think about that dad's murder because somebody walking down the street eating a young Dolph vanilla wafer or whatever the hell it might be. It's like, man, it's like, you know, I don't know. Being a person who was around when the very first rap song was played on the radio, and I look at it now, and bro, I still love this shit. Yeah. And I still love the fact that these kids can change their lives with it. It's just, I guess I'm gonna close by saying this word lame has been the major contributor to destroying our community because no one wants to look lame. And lame doesn't even have a definition because
Well, I
we talk
made
about
one. I made one for it.
no, you laughing at my enemies. Definitely. But and everybody should use that acronym. But if you go to bro, I swear to God, I get so confused because all these thoughts have been going through my head since young Dolph.
Mm-hmm.
In our community, it's almost no matter what you do, someone in our community is gonna have some bullshit to say about it.
Right. Yeah.
And all reason I'm saying that is, you know, if you rap, you rapping about some bullshit. If you ain't rapping about that street shit,
yeah.
okay. If you get a job and say, hey man, fuck this shit. I want to be a manager at McDonald's. There's nothing wrong. Matter of fact, there are more kids who should aspire to be the fucking GM at McDonald's if I can get some good service. Okay. More people should take that serious because some of those people make $50,000, $75,000, depending on how much. And maybe that ain't a lot of money to some, but to some that is. Okay. But we should just inspire. But if you get a job, if you say, hey man, you know what? Fuck this. I want to manage this McDonald's that has sold these burgers to my granddad and my uncle, everybody. I want to manage that joint one day, right? It's gonna be somebody saying, man, you just wanna go get a job and do the monkey for the hunky. Okay. So getting a job, somebody gonna have something to say about it, right? Well, hey, say I want to sell dope. Fuck it, I'm gonna sell dope. Somebody gonna say, you know, I'm 2 ways out, dead or in jail. Okay. So if I rap and don't rap about gangster shit, I'm lame. If I get a job and try to be the best I can on my job, I'm doing the monkey for the hunky. If I sell dope, I'm gonna end up dead or in jail. Well, see, you know what? I'm gonna get a camera and I'm gonna make movies. But I'm gonna make a documentary about something that happened in the past. This is gonna be my start off. You're gonna no, you know what? Say I'm a comedian. I'm gonna wear a dress. Good, bad, or indifferent. There are gonna be people say, oh, you had to put on a dress to get famous. Okay, now, and I just watched the thing on Colin Kaepernick. That he said going to the NFL draft made him feel like the slave trade. So now you got athletes calling sports another forms of slavery. To the point where I'm like, God damn, have we not confused the shit out of our kids? Because it will always be someone pulling the negative out of it. And I often wonder, do other communities do that? I know it's going to always be somebody saying something because you can't please everybody. But sometimes I wish we would just shh and just let people achieve. Because to me,
I feel like that about a lot of things. I feel like that about, you know, I always, you know, I got this slogan. I said, man, just love who you love. Love how you love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're always going to have somebody that's going to say what you should have did. If it was them, what they would have did. And I can guarantee you, if you look at that person's life close enough, you'll be like, well, why the hell did you do that here? Or why didn't you do this there? Or why did you do this? Why ain't you doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, we all got a million fingers that can be pointed at us about stuff. And I'm just like, if they don't live in your house, if they're not paying your bills, you don't fuck about what you think. And that's just how most people should live, in my opinion.
Bro, sadly to say, I wish Dolph lived that way. Because I think the thought of what people thought kept him coming back. And had he not came back so often, he wouldn't fall victim to whatever the root of his demise was.
Yeah.
Fuck what people think. That man had changed his family life. That man could have Uber eat them cookies. He could have done anything other than go to that place, you know, and obviously for a man to buy a bulletproof car, you know your life is in jeopardy. You bought a bulletproof car. I don't need no bulletproof nothing, I hope. I don't. If somebody's that mad at me, but bro. I'm just saying, like, bro, love how you love, man. I love how you love who you love, and because I just want this. I just get tired of feeling sad about this shit, man.
Yeah.
I just get tired of feeling sad. I like to see everybody win. I don't like every aspect of. I don't like every movie maker. You know what I'm saying? I don't like every rapper, but when I see they're of the same struggle as me, I can't help but somehow root for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because as long as it's not affecting me in a negative way, go, bro. Because I don't know what your struggle was. You know what I'm saying? And if you your whole life been hitting that light switch, them lights ain't coming on, and you got on this big Medea dress, and now you can turn them lights on. Do I like you wearing the dress? No. But I didn't have no option for you to not wear to change your family's life.
Right.
And I would rather you do that than go shoot a guy at the butter cookie store. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just think we got to do better, but I do also think we got to be a little more careful with this music. Because I think, bro, it's entertainment.
We need some diversity, man. We need some diversity, bro.
Yeah, because when there was diversity, you know, a lot of people say, well, NWA, yes, they definitely was talking about stuff in the street, but also NWA was talking to you about the shit that the police was doing to us. Now, yeah,
they also made a song. Look, they also made a song called "Respect Yourself." So
yeah, yeah. So, and that's what, man, we gotta respect ourselves, bro. I look forward to having more and more of these conversations about a lot of stuff because already something I want to talk about now because we just had 2 prolific trials.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That I definitely want to jump on and talk about ASAP.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's do it, man.
All right, man. Till next time, bro. Peace.
Yes, sir.